Hello and welcome to another edition of Tech Bytes with Ron Netter. This time we're going to look at getting SSH up and running as a follow-up to the one I did last time on Telnet. So let's go ahead and get logged in here. Okay, and we're in. So the next thing we'll need to do is with SSH, by default in Raspbian, unless you do something different, it will automatically be installed and be ready to go. So we'll just go out here and do a netstat dash a space pipe grep SSH. Okay, now the service is up and running. There's also a way where if you use the service command, you can look at it that way. But you know, this is what will get you up and running, given the way that Raspbian has SSH in place. So we'll go ahead and just verify that SSH is doing what we expect. So I've already got another session ready to go here. And you have to, at least with Zoc, you have to give it the username to start with, or it won't establish the session. As you see, we got right in. So not a problem there. Now, to control access, SSH is pretty secure in its own right, but there may be reasons for corporate policy or whatever that you want to restrict access even to SSH, which is not necessarily a bad idea. So we'll go out here with our old friend sudo nano etc hosts.allow. We'll go back into the file that we used the last time to control Telnet's access, and we'll do the same thing for SSH. In this case, we'll do SSHD space colon space 192.168.15.161 space colon deny. Now, with your situation, you'll have to use a different address, but you see the basic premise that's going on here. So we'll save the configuration. Now, with SSH, we have to restart it a little bit differently, just because of the nature of what it is. So we will do sudo space service space SSH restart. Now, it's gotten that configuration change in place because it only reads that file when it first starts up. So we'll establish another session here. And Zoc thinks it's going to get in, but we'll see here in just a second, and it will flash on the screen very briefly, that the host closed the session. So we'll go back in here to that same file, and this time we'll do just like we did for Telnet. And we will change the deny to an allow, and then for everyone else, we will do that. And then that way you just put in just the network range of the IP address, and then you're good to go. And we'll go ahead and save our changes, and then do the restart of SSH. Now let's see if we get in. Okay, it's popped in for the password, so that's a good thing. And we're in. So, that proves that that file does work. And there, with anything, there's probably several ways to do it, but this is just a way that I found. Now, when we worked with Telnet, of course, we just looked at the syslog file. With SSH, we have to look at a little bit different place. So if we do a tail space /var/log/auth.log auth.log rather, you will see the sessions that have been starting or stopping. So this is where it says server listing on port 22. That says the service was restarted for some reason. There was a session that was closed out, and now here's another session coming in for user pi. We opened up a session, and then when you see that receive disconnect, that's when I did the log out in that other session, and then finally Raspbian shuts down that session. So that's all there is to it. It's pretty straightforward. This is just scratching the surface of what Raspbian has the capability of doing in SSH. You can have certificate-based authentication. So in addition to the username and password, you've got to have certificate on your machine. There are additional settings depending on how you need to have this secured. This was just one way, a very basic way to get in, because this is part of my whole series on Raspberry Pi for engineers, of bringing up a test source, so that if you have another device on the network that's not responding the way you would expect to, you can drop your little RPi box on there and very quickly see, is it the network? Is it that other device? It gives you another way to test. So that's, just one of the reasons that I'm doing it. There's all sorts of things that I've got planned out to do, different posts and video recordings on. So if there's anything that you would like to see, please get a hold of me at my website at www.ronnutter.com, and I'll definitely get it added to my list if I don't already have it there. Thank you for your time on watching this video podcast and for what's on my website at www.ronnutter.com. Thank you.